Hi everybody. Welcome to our very last section of notes, not only for chapter 10, but for the year. Woohoo! I heard a cheer go up. This is section 10.5c, midpoints. Midpoint is exactly what it sounds like. It's the point that is in the middle of two other points. So let's start off with, if we're looking at a number line, the coordinates of the midpoint, whose coordinates are A and B, to find the midpoint, you take A plus B and divide it by 2. Don't confuse that with the distance. Remember, we took the absolute value of the difference of them in any order. Here, we're going to take A plus B and divide it by 2. Since we're adding, the A and the B could actually be in any order. So this example over here, find the midpoint of BF. Well, here's B down here at -6. Here's F up here at 5. We're going to take those two coordinates, add them together, and divide by 2. If my math is right, -6 plus 5 is -1, still over 2. So -1/2 should be the midpoint of that segment. Right here. Does that -1/2 look like it's halfway between? We could count and make sure that we actually find the midpoint. So right here, in between 2 points, exactly between them, is the midpoint. All right, so let's talk about midpoint on a coordinate plane. So we're going to have x1 and x2, y1 and y2, just like the other distance formula equation, only this time our formula looks like this. Midpoint. And notice I put this little xy down here to remind you that the midpoint on a coordinate plane is an ordered pair. So you're going to take your x1 plus x2 and divide it by 2. In other words, you add your x's and divide by 2. You're going to take your y1 plus y2 and divide that by 2. So in other words, you take your sum of your y's divided by 2. So this example on the side, it says to take the midpoint of A, which is at 5, 2, put that on that coordinate plane. The midpoint of B, which is at -3, 4. If I drew that segment in there, I could probably have a pretty good idea, whoopsie, of where that midpoint would be. My board's off, sorry. I was going to look. But we can know exactly. We don't have to just guess. So my A, I'm going to put as x and y, 1 and 1. My B, I'm going to put as x and y, 2 and 2. And then I'm going to use my formula. I put in the whole formula inside my ordered pair, so I remember. So x1 plus x2 looks like a 5 plus -3. Just use whatever sign's given. y1 plus y2 looks like a 2 plus 4. So I'm going to do that math, and my midpoint will be at 5 plus -3 is 2, divided by 2 is 1. 2 plus 4 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So that's telling me that my midpoint is at over 1 up 3, the ordered pair. Right here is my midpoint. So it's exactly in between point B and point A. So let's skip this, find the distance between the points. Let's go to this, find the midpoint of each segment. So notice -12 and 16 is just straight up on a number line, right? There's no ordered pairs. So to find the midpoint, I'm going to take my 2 points and divide by 2. So -12 plus 16 divided by 2, I believe that would be a 4 divided by 2. So the midpoint would be at 2. If I want to find the coordinates of these, that means I've got myself ordered pairs here, right? For example, 5a, I've got endpoints at 8, -6, and -14, 12. So I'm going to label this an x and a y, 1 and 1, an x and a y, 2 and 2. And now I'm going to use my formula. Midpoint as an ordered pair equals, add up the x's and divide by 2, add up the y's and divide by 2. So my x's are going to be 8 plus -14 divided by 2. My y's are going to be -6 plus 12 and divide that by 2. So my final answer for problem 5a is going to be 8 plus -14. Is that -6 divided by 2 will be -3. Just watch those signs, they take care of themselves. And then -6 plus 12 is 6 divided by 2, and I end up with a 3. So -3, 3 would be the midpoint. I don't even have to graph it unless I want to, because the midpoint formula takes care of everything, including signs. So in summary, what's the formula for midpoint on a coordinate plane when you've got an xy ordered pair? That should be easy peasy for everybody. And practice problem, find the midpoint of 3, -5 and 5, -2. That's doable, right? Not too difficult. Hopefully you thought this section was nice and easy, and we'll regroup and make sure everybody's got it figured out. Have a great day.